Hello, welcome back to my channel and to another renovation video. This is renovation video number 8 and we're getting close. Hello, it's Saturday, the whatever of March. I actually can't remember what I last filmed, but back down here, came down on Wednesday night, met my cousin down here and his business partner. That sounds fancier than it is. They are landscape gardeners, and they came down to have a look at the backyard with me and measure up for installing a new fence because that needs doing. And whilst I was waiting for them, I came in here and painted all the little bits down the edge of the skirting board where the carpet fitters had fitted up to rather than over. I've just in the process of taking the masking tape off, managed not to get any on the carpet, which I'm happy about, but I thought I'd show you me taking the last piece off. Hopefully it will be satisfying and it won't break halfway through. Made it in one piece. That was quite nice. So that means now that this new tripod's magnetic and this is a cast iron fireplace, so a bit difficult to get off. But now I don't have a horrible brown strip around the carpet. It's beautifully clean and white. And here's the rest of the masking tape. So, as per usual, my dad's coming down to meet me here. He was going to be here a lot earlier, but unfortunately, the toilet in his gym has flooded. So he's had to go down there and sort that out because he is a one-man band. So he's responsible for everything down there. Trying to put that masking tape in the bin bag, it's not really working out. Anyway, he's going to meet me down here and he's going to carry on doing the light switches and sockets around the house. And I'm thinking maybe he can also start on hanging the new curtain poles if he gets time. Meanwhile, I'm going to be doing more painting, of course. So a few little touch-ups downstairs, start in the kitchen as well. And also thinking skirting boards might start on them too. So that's the plan for today. So, can you see what I've been doing? I have also used this to seal in some areas where the paint was starting to flake because there is some damp. When I had the damp work done, it was picked up that the kitchen has some damp as well. But effectively, without ripping the whole kitchen out, and putting a damp-proof course into the walls, it's not going to stop it. And I'm not intending on taking this kitchen out like immediately. You know, it's not my taste, but it's in really good working order and it maximises the space perfectly. So for example, these two corner cupboards here and the full height cupboards at the end, there is literally not an extra inch of space to put a cupboard anywhere. It's been really well fitted, is my point, and therefore I wasn't willing to rip it out, and I couldn't really afford to do that now anyway. So, as a temporary solution, I have PVA'd areas of the walls that seem to be suffering, in the hope that that, you know, will work whilst I need it to, and then, you know, give it 3 to 5 years and I'll think about ripping this kitchen out and putting a new one in. So the areas that I've done that in, such as there, that's the worst area, I've not cut in yet, but as you can see, I have been round and cut in most of the kitchen. Now I'm hoping it will dry a little bit lighter. This is actually the colour that our kitchen is at home, but we have next to no wall space whatsoever because of the amount of cabinets that we have. I'll do a quick pan of our kitchen and I'll show you that now. And I'm hoping that this is going to be a bit lighter because there is much more wall on show, especially around this window and also on this wall here, and there's a full wall at the back, so sorry, I'll stop spinning you around now. So yeah, I'm really hoping that it dries lighter because otherwise it's going to make this room quite dark and I don't want that. But I didn't want to paint this room white. Reason being that it's a kitchen, you know, grease stains and splatters of food and whatnot. If I paint it white, it's going to be really difficult to maintain. So I did want to go with a very neutral colour, and we had an entire tin of this paint that we just didn't use. It's the Valspar 700 range, V700, which is specifically for kitchens and bathrooms because it's wipeable. And we had it sat laying around from when we done our... Yeah, it is starting to come together. The carpet fitter should be coming on Thursday to fit the carpet on the stairs and landing, so that'll be another good job done. And then once Dad's done the electrics, that is upstairs finished, which is great. We are getting to the final stages now, and it's great to see. So yeah, I'll leave it here for now. Probably pick you up again tomorrow. So it's Friday and I've got a day off work today. I've had the day off work today, it's already 4 o'clock. And I have been down at the house all day, painting the kitchen, sanding the doors. You can see behind me, I've still got the middle panels of that door to do. And there's one more behind it that I need to sand as well. But this door is the last of the worst ones because it has that thick, dark varnish on it that you can see in those middle panels, whereas the one behind it, this one here, in fact, let me just, you can see it's got a bit of a stain on it. Oh, we're okay. It's got a bit of a stain on it, but it's not as bad as this here in terms of getting through it with a sander. So yeah, I'm going to crack on again with that tomorrow. I got rained off today. It's not good working outside with electrics in the rain, obviously. But another big thing happened. The carpet fitter's been and he's done the stairs and landing. Of course, it wasn't a simple job as we expected. Never is. And I'll tell you about it once I've shown you it. So this is what my stairs now look like. This is a beautiful grey carpet. It's a wool carpet. It's 80% wool, 20% plastic. And it now runs all the way up the stairs, all the way along the landing. So there's grey carpet throughout the whole of upstairs now. And yeah, it just looks fantastic. I'm really, really happy with it. But yeah, the issue was that, I don't know if you remember, but I was supposed to be having brown carpet put up here. This brown carpet you can see here, and in true carpet fashion for me, there wasn't enough of it. Much like how there wasn't enough grey carpet to do both bedrooms upstairs, there wasn't enough brown carpet to do the landing and the staircase. So my wonderful carpet fitter had this gorgeous carpet in storage, and he's let me have it for £100. So he'd already quoted me for the fitting, so it's an extra £100 for materials. But this is such top quality carpet. This stuff would be £40 a square metre, and he's done me the whole lot for 100 quid. I don't know how many square metres it is, but either way, it's a huge, huge discount. You know, it's almost a shame I couldn't have got this in the bedrooms at that price because it is divine. Obviously, though, this is going to be a rental property. So I am slightly worried. I know, you know, I'm not saying that tenants don't look after things, but they probably won't be aware that it's a wool carpet, and if you spill anything on that, it's going to be really difficult to get it out. So it's a nice thing to have, but it also, would I have been better off with is it polypropylene they make carpets out of? It's not polyester. Just in terms of stain resistance, I don't know, but it is so soft and squishy, and whoever lives here, it's going to have a really nice stair carpet. So the other thing, like I said, is that I've been decorating the kitchen, and I don't know if I showed you when I'd done the first coat or not. I was worried it was going to be a bit too dark, but now I'm looking at it, I don't think it is, because this is it without the lights on. So here we are. It's it's like a dark beige, very, very light brown. And this is it without the lights on, and it's still not too gloomy in here. And it ties in with the wooden cabinets, and the flooring has a browny shade to it. So I think it's fine. I've not been the neatest. I've got some touch-ups to do with the white ceiling paint. I was actually so good at cutting in, because usually I'm pretty crap at cutting in, but then it's why I got lazy with the roller and let it hit the ceiling. But it's fine. It's honestly will take me 10 minutes with some white paint to just touch that up, and it'll be okay. Got some filling to do, if it'll show you the mess of it. You can see it better because of the light. There is quite a big patch, oh there we go, where I'm not quite sure what's happened to it. I mean, I suspect it's to do with damp, but the plaster's crumbled there. So we're going to fill that, and then I'll paint over that. But yeah, good progress today. My dad was supposed to come down, well, no, my dad was aiming to come down, but unfortunately, his job hasn't allowed that to happen today, because he's been dealing with problems with some customers, because we need to get this little patch of floor levelled before I can start laying the laminate this weekend. So here, right at the foot of the stairs, you can see that there is this drop in the floor, and if I lay laminate across that, it's going to bow, especially with it being in a high traffic area at the bottom of the stairs. So what I need to do is tape off the bottom of the carpet, and then I've bought this bag of levelling screed, so you just mix up as much as you need in a bucket, and then, like I say, tape the carpet so it doesn't go on the carpet, and pour it along here so that it just lines up with the rest of the floor, so that I've got a solid surface to work from. But it takes 4 hours to set, or 4 hours until you can walk on it. Obviously don't think it'd be fully set, not sure. So ideally want to get that done tonight, so that it can dry overnight completely, and then tomorrow when we come down, we can start looking at putting some flooring down. So like I said, I've got another door and a half to sand. Still got my skirting boards to paint. My dad's got some more sockets and switches to fit. And the laminate flooring. There's not a lot left to do. Hopefully this weekend we can get most of it ticked off. And then it's time for me to get in touch with some letting agents and get some valuations done. So we're back at the house, and we've just laid the self-leveling screed in front of the stairs, and we're going to use what's left to make up the front doorstep, because it's chipped in a couple of places. So we've lifted the carpet back there, and it's just a nice little square in front of it to get it all level. And in here we've just cut this bit of timber to size, and you can just see the areas where we're going to fill with it, and it'll be a nice level step into the house then. So it's now Saturday. Excuse my slight bedhead. I'm just going to be down here today, so haven't bothered with it. But the self-leveling screed seems to have done a really good job. So here it is at the bottom of the stairs, and I can stand on it, and it's all fine. Actually managed to do a neater job of that than I thought we would do. So as you can see now, that is perfectly level across there for laying the laminate flooring. And then in here, I've just done a small touch up, you can see in this corner, because it had dropped in there a bit. But we have the front step. It's just, this is so tightly wedged in there, it's going to be finding a way of getting this out without damaging the concrete. But we'll sort that. But overall, I would say that is a success. And I I'm going to crack on with finishing sanding. I want to get the door finished that I showed you yesterday and the one behind it that I haven't really started yet. And then I think I'm going to start on painting the skirting boards ready so that once the laminate flooring's gone down, they can go back on. I've also got a couple of doors that need painting as well, so that'll probably take me most of today, I would have thought. So I finished sanding the doors and I came inside because it is now monsoon season out there, and I've given one side of them a coat of oil, and as you can see we've cleared loads of stuff out of here now. My dad's truck is full, so that is much better. The only thing I'm going to take home, the step and the workbench with me tonight, and the chairs if I can fit them, and then this place is going to be way clearer. And so yeah, I've just given them one coat of oil on that side. I'm going to flip around to the other, and then I can crack on with some painting. So, I have painted the doors. That one's had 2 coats and we'll need a third tomorrow, but these 2 are completely done now, which is nice. Obviously, you'll see in the other 3 doors, they're all oiled, so I can put the hardware back on tomorrow. I spent ages cleaning off the back of all the skirting boards. There's some there, there's that pile down there, and there's a couple there. So those 2 are painted. That one and that one are painted. That lot's not. These 2 need another coat, so I'm leaving them there. So yeah, good progress. So then Dad's been upstairs all afternoon and has managed to get all the electrics finished up there. He's done a really good job of caulking around them and touched up some paintwork, because the decorator that we hired didn't take off the old sockets to paint behind them, so it meant that when we took the new ones off, it pulled a bit of the paint with it because there's some caulking as well, and that just needed tidying up. He's also done the light switch and shower switch in the bathroom, so they're both working, and he's put up the 2 curtain rails, one in each bedroom. And he's also been around and tightened up all my guttering because we had quite heavy rain today and we could see where it was leaking. So he's ended up actually screwing it together to hold it in place. And we've added some extra brackets in some, well, he's added some extra brackets in some places. And he's also done the first round of filler around the kitchen window. So it's been a really busy and productive day. So this is the first round of filler. Couldn't get it any more perfect than that. We'll just go over it with a second coat and see if that tidies it up, but it's already 10 times better than it was. So then in the big bedroom, there's a new ceiling pendant that he's put up, and then we've got the new light switch and socket there, and a socket over here, and the curtain rail. And bedroom 2, light switch, double socket there, curtain rail and double socket there. And then in the bathroom, we've got a new pull switch for the light. Got the new shower switch. New light fitting. And then the towel rails on as well, that's another thing he did. And I've already seen the toilet roll holder. So it's a lot of snagging now. So little things like putting the snaps on for the doors. These are new handles that I've chosen. So yeah, we're getting there. Tomorrow I'm going to come back, paint some more skirting board and probably start laying the laminate. Hello, so it's now Monday. Didn't get down here until midday, but made some more progress. I don't know if I showed you what I did yesterday or not, so I'll have a look back at that footage first and then update you. Okay, so I just checked and I didn't update you yesterday. So yesterday I got quite a lot of fiddly jobs done. So things like getting the knobs put on the cupboards upstairs, got the windowsills all painted. This windowsill here needed sanding down because it had had some water damage, and it's an MDF windowsill, and when MDF absorbs water it goes a bit furry. It's not mouldy, it's just the expansion of the wood. So I've sanded all that back, and that is just 2 very thick coats of primer. So that's ready for when it's dried, a top coat of satin wood. Same with the other 2 windowsills downstairs. They didn't need sanding, but they've both been primed with 2 coats of primer, and all the skirting board. That's everything that you can see here has had 2 coats over yesterday and today. So that all needs a top coat of satin wood. My dad filled round the window, he did the second fill, so this isn't on the front camera here. So as you can see, it's much smoother now. And that I've sanded that lightly with some 150 grit sandpaper, so that's obviously very fine sandpaper, and that's come up really well, so that can be painted. And little things like I painted this bit of skirting board down here, and today a bit more of the same kind of stuff. Dad's put some catches on the bathroom cabinets that weren't shutting properly, and we've got the internal doors on upstairs. The 2-bedroom ones went on fine. The bathroom one just needed trimming down about 1/2 inch because it was just too big. With having a new carpet put in upstairs, it was too tight. So yeah, making really good progress. I got some quotes for having the fence put up outside, but it was a lot more money than I was expecting. So we have ordered the materials, and me and my dad will be doing that ourselves. That's all getting delivered on Friday. What else? I did some touch-up works in here where I got bits of paint on the ceiling. That could do with a little bit more over the top, but mostly is looking good. So yeah, it means that next weekend, hopefully, should be getting onto the laminate. Because basically, we want to get everything else done in these 2 rooms first, through that, because there's still some sockets and switches to change, and the ceiling needs a bit of work, where it's like chipboard paper and some of it's come away a little bit, and it gives the impression that the ceiling is collapsing, but it's not. The plasterboard itself is fine, the paper's just come away slightly. So that needs a bit of fixing up, because I can't afford to get that replastered. It would mean taking all the chipboard paper off and replastering the whole thing. So yeah, there's that. And the light fixture in this back room here, that needs changing. But then once that's done, then we can get the laminate put down. So hopefully, we can make some more progress with that. So we're done for the day, and all the doors are on upstairs, like I said, so I'll show you that first. So here we have the bathroom door. This is the only one at the moment that's complete with all its hardware. So there you go. We've finally got our door back on. You can go to the toilet in peace. And this has got the original hardware, which I really like. It's all tarnished, but I like that. It's got character to it. So there's that one. And then if I just pull these round, we have the 2 bedroom doors. And this one, I got a new hook for the back of. I've already shown you, haven't I, all the new sockets and switches up here. So upstairs is 99% done now, which is fantastic. And yeah, that hook was already on that one, so just put it back on once I'd oiled it. And then over here, we've got the new handles on the cupboards. And my dad's put on a little catch as well, so that it shuts properly. And also, I'll take you back to the bathroom. He's put the catches on these as well, so there you go. And same with this cute little medicine cabinet as well. So really, really happy with that. And we've got the new switch up there, which I think I've already shown you. And I'll take you downstairs, down the lovely new carpet. This carpet is absolutely gorgeous. It's so, so soft. And we've got the new sockets on down here. So there's that one there. Can't really see this one for the speaker, but there's one down there. And then there's 2 double ones back here that I've just taped round because I need to do some touch-up painting. So I need to come one night during the week and do the top coat on everything. So all of the skirting board needs a top coat of satin wood, and all of the windowsills do as well. And I've painted where we'd filled and sanded here. Let me put the light back on. So this looks 100 times better. That's probably going to need another coat over it, but you can't tell that what it was like before. It was horrific compared to this. That's now probably the smoothest part of the kitchen walls. Taken the old blind fittings down. The new blind is just there, ready to go. Oh, and we've got this socket on at the back here. So we've just got the rest down here to change. That light switch, that light switch, that light fitting, 2 light fittings in there, and then through here, the light switch by the front door. We've also filled all of that and done it in a bit of a slapdash way to try and make it look like the rest of the Artex. And once that's dry, it can be painted over. And where that had started to drop a little bit, I have stuck that up with some grab adhesive. Now, I know that this situation with the ceiling here is not ideal. In an ideal world, I would just rip all the Artex off and get it skimmed, but it's not in my budget at the moment, and it'll do for now. Perhaps in a couple of years' time, when either I change over tenants or move in myself, I would pay for that then. But at the moment, it's more of having just to fix it and keep it as is for a bit longer. Just a disclaimer, I know that some Artex can contain asbestos. I'm not sure if the Artex in my house does or not, but I handled it safely. Asbestos is only dangerous when you disturb it. So if I was to drill into it or break it up and those particles are floating around and I could breathe it in, that's when it's dangerous. That didn't happen. We just filled over it, where in the past some of it must have come away. And so therefore it was completely safe, and it will be safe for anyone living there. If it does contain asbestos, we don't even know that it does. I have to do an asbestos safety course annually as part of my job as an assistant architect. So I promise you, I know how to handle it safely. And that's if this artex even does contain it. We don't know. I'll obviously just make any tenant aware that it could do and not to drill through any walls or ceilings containing it, just to be on the safe side. Also, the new smoke detectors are in and working. So there's one there, and then the other one is up there, and they are interlinked because they're hardwired ones. So that means that if one starts going off, the other starts going off too, which is great, especially with renting this place out. So we're getting really close now. We want to start getting the laminate laid in here as soon as possible. But like I say, I just need to get the other bits finished off first because I don't want to be painting the ceiling, for example, where we filled it, and paint splashing down on a new laminate. It's just pointless, isn't it? But we're getting there. One or two more weekends and a couple of weeknights, and we should be there. Hello, so it's now Wednesday. I've come down after work, so that's why I'm dressed like this. The handle rim locks have arrived for doors upstairs, so I'm going to put them on and see if they fit, which hopefully they do, and then I'll show you what they look like. Hello, so I realised I came down here on whichever night it was, and didn't actually show you what I did. So I tried fitting the handles on the doors upstairs because they had arrived in the post. However, need to chisel a little bit out of the side of the door to get it to fit in properly. I'll show you tomorrow what I mean, because I've come down tonight, so it's Friday night. And I also gave the skirting its top coat of satin wood, and did all the windowsills downstairs as well. So they're all done. Did some paint touch-ups where needed, including, I don't know if I showed you, but we did a bit of filling work on the ceiling there. You can kind of make it out, but I'm really happy with how it's blended in. So yeah, I've come down because my dad has been down here today, bless him. He took receipt of the timber for the fence outside, and whilst he was down here, he's finished off the rest of the electrics, bar one socket that we need a new back box for that I've just collected, so he can hopefully sort that tomorrow. So I'll turn you around and show you, because it's such a little detail changing the switches and sockets, but it just makes it so clean and fresh, because before we had a mixture of brass, chrome and cracked white plastic sockets and switches, and now we've just got nice clean white ones throughout that blend in with the paintwork. He's also removed the monstrous paper lampshade and pendant and replaced it with a new pendant. So here we are. This is one of the switches he's done, and here is another one. And then in the kitchen, firstly, here is all the timber. So down there, those are the rails that we are using to attach that feather edge boarding to these posts. And there's bags of the concrete there for the posts to go in. Not sure why there's a pot of amino fuel. Anyway, we won't question it. Then you can see here, so we have socket 1, fused switch, socket 2, and then over here is socket 3, and this is the one that needs a new back box because that screw isn't actually screwed into anything. And the other thing is that the kitchen lights are up. So they're both from the same range. So here we have this 4 spotlight bar, and then through the back area we have this little 3 one, which works quite well because the ceiling here is sloped. Yeah, it's sloped, so that it works quite nicely, being able to angle the lights. And the kitchen is so much brighter because the whole time I've owned the house, the light that was there didn't work. So this back end was really dark, and the kitchen feels really light and bright now, which I'm really happy with. So this place is really coming together. Like I say, it's Friday night currently. Tomorrow being Saturday, me and my dad are coming down. Got a last little bit of skirting to come off down there, where the plumber took that bit of pipe out, because before we couldn't get the skirting off because the pipe was in the way. Now we can. And also there's a piece that runs behind the radiator, and what we're hoping is that we can prise that away and not actually take it out because the pipes to the radiator will be in the way. That's worst case scenario, that we would have to do that. What we're hoping to be able to do is just prise it away and lift it up whilst we lay the laminate, and then drop it back down and put it back in, screw it back in place with the laminate underneath it, because laminate is a lot better if you can get it underneath your skirting board, because then it means that you don't have to put any beading around the edge to cover up the gaps. So if worst comes to it, that would be the one place that we had to do that with some beading, but hopefully, touch wood, that will all work out just fine. And then I've got an agent coming on Thursday to have a look and see what they think of the place. So that's exciting. I don't know if the switch and socket in the switch and light in the hall have been done. So yeah, the switch has been done. This was a manky brass one before. Ooh. And there is the pendant fitting. So yeah, really happy. Came down because I really wanted to see what it looked like. And like I say, I'll be back down tomorrow to do some more. So as per usual, I'm just editing this together and have realised how long it is. So I'm going to end it here, and Renovation Vlog 9 will be out soon because yet again, the footage is ready and waiting. Thanks for watching.